Hey guys, it's Trisha. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the books that I recently purchased, and I received a lot of book mail over the past few weeks because I've been really active on Bookstagram, and that really inspired me to really just read more books. So far, I've read 7 books in 2024, and my goal is about 25 to like 50 books on Goodreads. I might change that. And so I'm wondering if I can just like get my bangs in the center. Okay, so the first book that I purchased is The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion, and it is a nonfiction slash memoir. And Joan Didion is a very famous author and writer from the 60s, 70s. So she's a contemporary writer of those years. And I'm not really that familiar of her life or like her biography, but I've always heard about her writing and like her books from other creators on BookTube, and also just like everyone, I guess, like not just like readers on BookTube, but also like celebrities have talked about Joan Didion. And I'm really into literary fiction these days instead of like fiction books like fantasy or sci-fi. I'm not really into that these days because I like learning about like the biography or people's lives, especially when they are a celebrity or just like really famous. Yeah. And speaking of that, I finished My Body by Emrata, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, only because there were some parts where I just didn't really resonate with her, and there were just some parts that I was really confused about. But I would never, I don't think I could ever rate a memoir or someone's life story under 4 stars because that's their story. And so yeah. Anyways, yeah, I got Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking. She has other books like Play It As It Lays, Miami, and Miami I really want to read. I think that's a short story, but I really want to read her other books. And that is Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking. And so we move on. And the next book is called The Long Answer by Anne Haugland, and it is a collection of stories about women, and it explores themes and like dynamics of female friendship, sisterhood, motherhood, and grief. And I actually saw an excerpt of this on Book Talk. It was one of the creators on Book Talk. They highlighted like one of the paragraphs, and that paragraph just really moved me. It was really moving, and I just thought the writing was just so poetic and literary. I know I mentioned this on my Bookstagram, but I'm more into like literary writing than commercial writing. I'm an author myself, and I know that my writing leans more into contemporary sometimes, but it really depends on like the characters that you have in your story and like the setting as well. Like I know Neil Gaiman, when he was writing Stardust, he was actually writing it longhand with the fountain pen because Stardust is set in the 1920s, and he wanted to get that feeling of like being in that era. And so yeah, that is The Long Answer by Anna Haugland. It is also a literary fiction book, and I just love my literary fictions. I just love it. I mean, they're so thought-provoking and just so inspiring. They also inspire me to like write more literary fiction. I know I write a lot of like fantastical stories, but I'm actually working on a short story collection that I will be publishing on KDP. I have been making illustrations for the cover, and also the back. I'm doing it all by myself, and I'm also illustrating the characters and also creating the cover of the book. And I'm currently writing the short stories that will fit into that collection. And for that collection, it follows stories of contemporary women in their feminine experiences. And that's all I can say. I mean, that is very just, you know, moving and inspiring. Hopefully it will really move the readers and like inspire you guys when it releases. So I can't wait for you guys to check that out. And it's gonna release very, very soon. So I'm really excited for that one. I've always wanted to be a published author. And of course you can get published traditionally, but in the meantime, you can also get published on just anywhere, like Ingram Sparks, KDP. Like, it's like your choices is just indefinite. So with that being said, let's move on to the next book. Okay, this is not a book mail, but this book I've been looking at, I've been eyeing it in my bookshelf, and it's a really big one. It's Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and I have the Wordsworth Classics. And I know there is a Penguin Classic version of this, and I'm currently on page 2. I've always wanted to read Leo Tolstoy after watching like War and Peace, the TV show, and watching the Anna Karenina movie with Keira Knightley, one of my favorite actresses. And so, yeah, and look at my bookmark. It's Hermione. No, it's not. It's Luna Lovegood. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is a very big book. I'm not really sure when I'm going to be finishing this, but I started this a few days ago. And for me, it's like really seldom that I would like read 2 books at the same time, or much more than that, because I really want to focus on the story with one book and like the characters and their journey. I know Book Talk or like Bookstagram, I don't know how they do it, and being able to just dive into the book and just really immerse yourself into the book slowly is just, you know, it's gratifying. But yeah, I'm gonna take my time with this and my other books that I'm reading. And speaking of my hopefuls this month, I really want to start Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I don't know when I got this copy. I thought it was my sister's copy. She finished it, she liked it. And I've read Beach Read by Emily Henry, and this is going to be my second book by her. And it looks really exciting. Her books remind me of the Nora Ephron movies. So yeah, I can't wait for that. I love Nora Ephron. I love When Harry Met Sally, and I also really love just You've Got Mail. That's like my all-time favorite rom-com. And so yeah, I really want to start this immediately, because I've been reading books that are just very like, I don't know, not fun, I would say. I think it's more thought-provoking, the books that I've been reading. But this one looks really fun because it's a rom-com. So I can't wait for that. And the next book is one of my book mails. It's Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. Coco Mellors actually released a few arcs of her new book called Blue Sisters. It's going to be published in September of this year. And I received an arc of Blue Sisters on NetGalley, and I love that book so far. And I actually messaged, she messaged me, like the author messaged me, because I tagged her in one of my posts, and she was like, oh, I hope you love it, something like that. And yeah, she seems just really talented and just good fun. And yeah, I can't wait to read this, because I've been seeing it everywhere on Bookstagram and also Pinterest, and like one of one of my mutuals on Bookstagram actually told me that she really liked it, and so I really can't wait for this. And apparently we follow these two characters, Cleo and Frank. They get married like really quickly, and their marriage just goes haywire. Yeah. Okay. I love this. I want to read it because the heroine seems really interesting. The premise seems very impeccable and just like really interesting as well. So I can't, and also the cover is like really nice. I really love the cover. But yeah, a good cover is just perfect, because I know there's a saying that goes like, you can't judge a book by its cover, but if you're like publishing a book, the cover is very important because it's one of the factors where the readers like grabs your book and like purchases it. So I work in marketing, so I know a lot about this. But Black Swans, another book mail, Black Swans by Eve Babbitt. Eve Babbitt is also a contemporary writer from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, I believe. And she has been, a lot of people have said that she is very similar to Joan Didion, but also very different. And it's Black Swans is a collection of stories. And yeah, I can't wait to really dive into this one. It's also, I think it's a memoir. Well, I know it has a, I know it's in the veins of like nonfiction. However, I don't really know, but it says it, the short story collection explores 9 stories that look back on the 1980s and early 1990s. So I love the 90s. I love everything. Like, I love diving more into like the history in the 90s. So yeah, I can't wait to just start reading the books that I've always wanted to read, and also my new book mails. I think that's the only book mails that I have, but yeah, I have another one coming. It's called 5 Tuesdays in Winter by Lily King, and I love Lily King. I love her writing. I gave 5 stars to Writers and Lovers, and I love that. I love that book because it's really inspiring to me as a writer. And so I really can't wait to read more of Lily King. I think she's like my second favorite author, because my first would be Franz Kafka. Like, hands down, it's Franz Kafka. I don't think I'm ever going to change my mind on that. But yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram at Trisha Faith for more updates on my publishing journey with my first ever book that I'm going to be published, my debut novel. And yeah, I can't wait for you guys to check that out. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys soon.